So if you watch my videos, you know that I absolutely hate Chemobrain. It is probably the most emotionally difficult symptom or side effect after I finished chemotherapy. And although my Chemobrain may not have been as bad as other people's, and it has improved significantly over time, I still really struggle with any remnants of it. And so I've been looking and trying to figure out ways to just enhance my mind again and reduce as much Chemobrain damage as possible. So that's why I went to talk to my GP, my doctor, and I was just mentioning this because I'd mentioned it to my oncologist. I've had a change in oncologist recently, and the new person isn't that great, isn't that receptive when it comes to like helping me out with these kind of symptoms or side effects. She more or less just said, if you still have some Chemobrain issues, well, there's nothing that we can do about it. You're just going to have it forever. So I thought I'd ask my GP, my doctor, my general doctor, to see what she might say, because, you know, everyone has different opinions and they might have done different kinds of research. And so my doctor told me that, you know, maybe I should try Gingko. I believe the technical term is Gingko biloba. And just to take the whatever recommended like pill is per day or tablet. I think it's 6,000 milligrams in each tablet. And so I bought one big pot of these, and it was enough for I think 2 months. It was 60 tablets, and you're meant to take one each day. And for some people, it really, really works. And there are some studies that seems to suggest that it can work. For other people, it doesn't seem to work that much. But I was like, I'll try it. Maybe it'll work for me. So I started taking them, and I was taking them pretty much every day. And so the day after I started taking these tablets, I had really bad headaches. It wasn't so much like a migraine. They were very like just sharp, acute headaches that would hit me throughout the day. And I believe the way that Gingko works is by increasing blood circulation. I think that is one of the main things in which why people think that it's probably helpful, or it can help people with certain like brain fogginess, because it, you know, increases blood flow and that helps you concentrate and bloody blah blah. So I was getting these headaches, which I attribute to the fact that there was probably more blood rushing to my brain, but it only lasted a day. After that day, I just went about, you know, doing my normal things and taking the tablets, and I had no more issues. When I finished taking the tablets, I also felt the same thing. It wasn't as bad as when I first started taking the tablets, but I still got some headaches as I guess withdrew from the tablets. So I took these tablets for about 2 months, a little bit extra because I forgot some days here and there, and I did not feel any significant difference with the tablets. I didn't do any like official scientific experiment where I did a bunch of like tests before I started, some concentration or memory tests, and then, you know, try to do them every week or every month, and then, you know, do them after once I'd stopped taking them. But just from a personal perspective, from, you know, thinking about how I'm feeling day to day and thinking about how I felt before I started taking them, during taking them, and after taking the tablets, I did not feel any difference. I did not feel like I was able to concentrate any better. I just felt nothing significant. And I also stopped taking them and just waited a few weeks or months to see if maybe something would change. Maybe the absence of the tablet, maybe I would notice the absence of not taking the tablet every day, but I didn't. And I just don't think it was worth it for me, given how expensive these tablets can be. I think these tablets might help people with more fogginess of the brain. Like, I wonder if these tablets would have helped me when I was actually going through chemotherapy itself, when I felt it a lot more acutely and I found it very hard to concentrate at all. Whereas now I can concentrate and I can think clearly, but it's just not as clear as I used to be able to think before chemotherapy. And so I think the tablet is worth trying if you want to try it out, just to see if it works for you, but also if maybe you have more severe brain fogginess. And so when Gingko, these supplements, didn't work out, I decided to try out coffee, which for so many people, they've been drinking it since they were a young teenager. They know the wonders of coffee, but I didn't. And I never drank coffee or tea. I just drank water. I never felt like I needed that. But since I started drinking coffee, I just feel the difference instantly. Maybe not instantly, like 10, 15 minutes. And then I notice the difference. And it is so significant. And I'm able to concentrate so much better at work. And I also think after going through chemotherapy, maybe my blood-brain barrier, that barrier that's there that, stops certain chemicals getting into the bloodstream or into the brain, I feel like that has been weakened. through chemotherapy. Maybe it's not true, but I find alcohol affects me so much more now, significantly more. I find like just the time of the month with my own like hormones when I'm gonna get my period affects me a lot more, and coffee affects me heaps. And so I have been drinking coffee every day. I just make my own, so that way it's not expensive and I'm not necessarily getting an espresso shot each time that I'm having coffee. I'm just using my own instant coffee stuff. And I drink it at least twice a day, in the morning and just after lunch, to keep me going when I'm at work or I want to concentrate. And I find in social events it helps me out a lot. I'm able to speak quickly and be able to speak clearly when I'm with friends, and I'm able to make jokes or find the missing words easier when I'm on coffee. I would like to try another type of supplement that I've heard of. It's another thing made out of some kind of plant root or some kind of plant that's not called Gingko. I can't remember the name now, I'll put it on the screen, but I'm tempted to try that out to see if maybe that also will help me out. But I've just found coffee is so helpful and has been the biggest thing in terms of like something that I can ingest that helps me a lot when it comes to tackling Chemobrain and concentrating at work or concentrating during social events. Yeah, maybe Gingko was helping me, but the effects, I couldn't feel them. And so for how expensive it is, and because coffee is giving me the effects that I was looking for, I'm going to stick with coffee, maybe try out that other supplement, see how that goes. I'm still interested in trying a few other things, and I want to keep my eyes on the research to see what they, suggest or recommend when it comes to just giving your brain a little bit of a boost. And so I'm probably preaching to the choir because I'm sure all of you are on coffee. I was the weirdo who hadn't had coffee before and wasn't regularly drinking it, but I really recommend it, especially if you're struggling with Chemobrain and you just need that little boost to help you at work, even if it's just about confidence so you feel okay getting back to work after you finished chemotherapy or some kind of cancer treatment or whatever else you're going through, and maybe your brain has been affected because of that. Coffee is great, and I'd really like to hear about what other things you guys have used to help you with your Chemobrain, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye!